नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देगं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्णा सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। हरे कृष्ण। By Lord Sri Krishna's causeless mercy, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita every day. So we finished 33 slokas in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So that is the opulence of the absolute. Krishna is giving us so much knowledge about about himself in this chapter, that how Krishna is the supreme personality of God. So because Arjuna is asking such nice question to ask more about Krishna. Because Arjuna told Krishna that Param Brahma, Param Dhamma, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Saswatam Divyam Adi Devam Ajam Vibhum. So you are the Param Brahma. You are the Param Brahma means you are the Supreme Brahman. We are also Brahman and Krishna is Param Brahman. We are Atma and Krishna is Paramatma. So that way Arjuna is calling Krishna, addressing Krishna as Param Brahma. You are Param Brahma, Param Dhamma. Param Dhamma is the supreme destination, supreme abode. Krishna is Param Dhamma. Taddhamma Paramam Mama. That's what Krishna is saying. So that is my supreme abode. So Krishna is the refuge, Param Dhamma. Krishna is the supreme abode. So where we need to go to Krishna's well. Param Brahma, Param Dhamma, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, Purusham, Saswatam, Divyam, Adi Devam, Ajam Vibhum. So everything you are the divine, eternal, supreme personality of Godhead. So you yourself are telling me about yourself now. I have heard about you from Asito, Devalo, Vyasa, from everyone. But now you are telling me, you are directly telling me about yourself. So then only Arjuna is asking Krishna to tell more about himself. So in the Bhagavad Gita, as I mentioned in the previous lectures, that the first 6 chapters Krishna is giving complete knowledge only about ourselves only, about the Atma. Then now we are understanding about Krishna, he is the supreme personality of God. So this Atma has to be connected with Paramatma. We are Jivatma, we are of Krishna's Amsa, that means we are of Krishna's Amsa means we are like Krishna, but we are not Krishna. That is the main thing. So Krishna's Amsa. So that means we are also eternal, we are also Satchidananda. So that is eternally knowledgeful and blissful, but that chit portion is missing here in this material world. That's why there is no Ananda, there is no bliss. So even though the Atma, the soul, it is supposed to be eternally knowledgeful and blissful, but since in this world we are ignorant, we don't have the knowledge. So because that knowledge is missing, so that's why we are suffering. Now it's very clear, very clearly we understand from Bhagavad Gita that Satchidananda. So because we are eternal and since we don't have knowledge in this material world, we are struggling hard. We are suffering in this material world. So once we get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then there is no more suffering. Then it is full of bliss, full of happiness. So that is just the difference between having the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita or not having the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. If we have the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then we are happy. And if we don't have the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then we will be suffering in this material world. So the Atma, the soul, will be simply suffering in this material world. That's why Krishna is saying that Manasastani Indriyani Prakritistani Karsati. So we need to first of all realize that we are struggling in this material world with 6 senses including the mind. The senses are so strong and impetuous that they forcibly carry away the mind. So we need to control our senses. That's why Krishna is saying that Yastvindriyani Manasa Niyamya Arabate Arjuna. That's why you need to control your senses with the help of mind. So that means we need to perform karma yoga. Karmendrihi karma yogam asaktaga savisishyade. So without any attachment, asaktaga, without any attachment to the results, if we perform karma yoga, so then that is what is good for us. So that way Krishna is teaching us very, very clearly about what is karma, what is akarma. Everything we are understanding from Bhagavad Gita very well. And just by knowing this knowledge completely, if you just surrender unto Krishna with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, if you fully depend on Krishna, because this world is temporary, this world, everything is going to end in our life, everything is going to come to an end at some day. So we need to make use of this time, this human life, very, very effectively. So this time is at our disposal. So this time is the one which we cannot buy from anywhere. So we can buy, we can go online, look for so many things and we can order and we can buy. It will be delivered next day. But we cannot go and order the time which we lose, the time which we have lost. So the time is not money. So unfortunately in this material world, everything we think time in terms of hours, like in terms of money, like how much money you can earn per hour. So we cannot sell ourselves for hourly basis. We cannot sell ourselves. That is a very important point we need to understand. We cannot sell. So that means when we are working for like salary or hours or whatever it is, we are actually selling ourselves. But we have to work. That is true. There is no doubt about it. We have to act. We have to work. All such things are very important. But we should not be working in such a way that that is only our only thing to do. So these days it has become like that. These days it has become like that. That means working so hard, ugra karma, not finding any time to even take care of our health. So that means if our health is going bad. So if any person who is not sleeping good, not sleeping enough, definitely is not going to get a good health. There is no doubt about it. And any person who is not eating good, so definitely then we are not going to have a good health. So this eating and sleeping is very important. If you don't have time to sit and eat healthy food, if you don't have time to go to bed and sleep, have a peaceful sleep, so that means we are not going to have good health. So that means we are losing out our life. We are selling our life. We are losing our time. So this Bhagavad Gita only gives us the knowledge about how to effectively make use of this human life. So how to make use of the time in this human life, because this human life is very precious, and this brain what Krishna has given to us is very, very important tool, and we need to use this human life to serve Krishna, to connect with Krishna, to study and understand Bhagavad Gita, and then do everything in relationship with Krishna, everything as an offering unto Krishna. So that way, if we maximize our human life, the time in our human life to be connected with Krishna all the time, so then our life will be very, very effective. Then we will be leading a very, very peaceful and blissful life. That's what is very important. Very meaningful life. very meaningful life. So this Bhagavad Gita knowledge only gives us that kind of guidance, determination, strength, courage, everything what we need, motivation, everything, inspiration, everything comes from this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. So once we study and understand this Bhagavad Gita knowledge very fully, completely, we will not become victim. We will not become victim of this materialistic world. So in this materialistic world, everything is going after money, everything is going after material things, and there is no spirituality in it, because this Bhagavad Gita is a science. This Bhagavad Gita is a perfect science about our soul, and unfortunately nobody is teaching this science. No college is teaching and no professor is teaching. And even if you want to teach, even if you want to study Bhagavad Gita also, you won't find anyone to come. And anyone means not many, that's what I mean, because Krishna is saying that only 1 in 1,000 you can find. Manushyanam Sagasresu Kaschit Yatati Siddhaye. Only 1 in 1,000 will endeavor for perfection. So we need to just believe Krishna, exactly what he says. So word to word, sloka to sloka, we need to just believe what Krishna says. And Krishna is saying very clearly that only 1 in 1,000 will endeavor for perfection. Manushyanam Sagasresu Kaschit Yatati Siddhaye. Yathatamapi siddhanam kaschinma veti tattvadaga. Even those who are endeavoring for perfection, hardly one will actually knows me in truth. That's what Krishna is saying. So that way, we need to first of all, for us, for ourselves, we are very, very fortunate that Krishna's mercy, we got this opportunity to study Bhagavad Gita. We need to fully make use of this opportunity. So that means we need to understand this Bhagavad Gita completely, and then we need to engage ourselves in spreading this message to everywhere and identify that 1 in 1,000 everywhere. There is 1 in 1,000. So devotees are there everywhere. So go and identify and give them this knowledge. That's it. Then our path to Krishna, our path to Goloka is certain. It is guaranteed. Because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is very, 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 very clearly saying that if you give this knowledge to my devotees, then you will come to me. There is no doubt about it. Mam evesasi asamsayam. You will come to me. There is no doubt about it. So that way, even though we go to college and we go to school and study very hard subjects and years of studies, and then go to work and also learn a lot of things and work there also for hours and hours and days and all the time working and losing out this human life, if we spend every day like what we are doing now. What we are doing now, it is actually, even if you put it in terms of credit hours, we are almost spending 2 hours every day. Earlier it was 1.5 hours, now we are getting almost close to 2 hours every day. Even if you put it as 1.5 hours also, so 6 days a week, so almost 9 hours we are spending. So for a 3 credit course, so they will spend only 3 hours per week. So we are basically doing 9 credits every week, this Bhagavad Gita. So in terms of these hours, by Krishna's mercy, we are studying. So Krishna is going to give us this degree on Bhagavad Gita, basically. So Krishna, because when we get this knowledge, when we understand all these slokas in this Bhagavad Gita, so by Krishna's mercy, Krishna is going to, because he is there in our heart, and Krishna knows how sincere we are, how serious we are, and we are so much interested in studying this Bhagavad Gita, and Krishna knows because he is also with us all the time. He is also attending our class every day, and that way we are making a very, very fast progress. Very fast progress. There is no doubt about it. We are effectively making use of this time, because this is the time we are not thinking about anything else. We are not thinking about material things at all. All the time when we study in this class Bhagavad Gita, only Krishna, nothing else. Because with Bhagavad Gita, we understand very, very clearly, without any doubt, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we are able to repeatedly come and join this class and study every day because we have so much faith on Krishna. Otherwise, it is not possible. We are not at all envious of Krishna. Krishna tells Arjuna that I am explaining to you because you are not envious of me. Pravakshami anasuyave. And Krishna is also saying in Bhagavad Gita, this knowledge can never be explained to those who are envious of me. Nacha asusrusave vachyam nachamam yo abhyasuyate. Nachamam yo abhyasuyate. And we fully believe in Krishna. And we like Krishna, we love Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God, and we have no doubt about it. We have full faith on Krishna. And that is the reason we are able to make very good progress, great progress in studying and understanding this Bhagavad Gita every day. And that way, all these slokas, if we study again and again, and then we are able to understand and feel that Krishna is everything. And when we develop that love towards Krishna, then we automatically will be inclined to spread this Krishna's message. It will just come on its own once we get this knowledge. So, and we will also be intelligent. Krishna gives us the intelligence, and we will teach this Bhagavad Gita only to those who are interested. That's very important, because Krishna himself is very clearly saying that you cannot give this knowledge to those who are envious of me and those who are not a devotee, so who is not ready to undergo any austerities. Idam te na tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadasa. So that way this Bhagavad Gita is the Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam, Pavitram, Uttamam, Pratyaksha Vagamam Dharmyam, Susukkam Kartum, Avyayam. So it is the king of knowledge. It is the most confidential knowledge. It is the purest knowledge. It is the topmost knowledge. And we can directly perceive ourselves. And it can be joyfully performed, and it is the everlasting knowledge. Pratyaksha Vagamam Dharmyam Susukkam Kartum Avyam. It is everlasting knowledge. So by Krishna's mercy, we are getting an opportunity to study this Bhagavad Gita, and we are making great use of it. There is no doubt about it. So that's why in the 10th chapter, we already finished 33 slokas, and only 42 slokas this 10th chapter has got about the opulence of the Absolute. And in the 11th chapter is the Vishwarupa, that is Krishna's universal form. We are going to understand, we are going to see Krishna's universal form actually. Because Arjuna, only he can see Krishna's universal form, because Krishna gave him special eyes. Natumam sakyase drashtum anenaiva swachakshusa divyam dadami te chakshugu pasyame yogam aiswaram. With your own eyes, with your current eyes, you cannot see me, see my universal form. Natumam sakyase drashtum. So now I will give you a special eyes. Dadami divyam dadami, divyam chakshugu. So I will give you special eyes, so by which you can see me. So that way, Krishna, when he sees Krishna, Arjuna, when he sees Krishna's universal form, and he explains what he sees there. So we are able to understand how Krishna's universal form looks like. So Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Krishna, everything is pervaded by Krishna. Maya tatam nidam sarvam jagat davyakta murtina massani sarva bhutani nachaham tesu avasthita. So everything is pervaded by Krishna. Sarva bhutani kaunteya prakritim yanti mamika. Yatha kaso sito nityam vayuga sarvatra gomagan tata sarvani bhutani matsani iti upadarya. Yatha kaso sito nityam vayuga sarvatra gomagan. The Vayu, the mighty wind which blows everywhere, is always resting on the sky, always rests on the sky. So similarly, all the living entities, we go here and there, we take birth here and there, but we are always resting on Krishna. That's what Krishna is saying there. Yatha kaso sito nityam vayuga sarvatra gomahan tata sarvani bhutani matsani iti upatarya. Tata sarvani bhutani matsani iti upatarya. That way Krishna is in the middle also. Krishna is the beginning. Etat yonini bhutani matsani iti upatarya. That also Krishna is using the word Matstani iti upatarya. Etat yonini bhutani. So in the 7th chapter, so Krishna is using this slokam. Etat yonini bhutani. So all this both apara and para prakriti, so they are Matsani iti upatarya. They are created by me. That's what Krishna is saying there. So that way Krishna is the source of everything. So we understand that very, very clearly in this Bhagavad Gita. So, etat yonini bhutani sarvaniti upadarya. Sarvaniti upadarya means they are all resting on me. Sarvaniti upadarya, they are all coming from me. So everything is created by Krishna. So that's what Krishna is using the word sarvaniti upadarya. Etat yonini bhutani sarvaniti upadarya. So similarly, in the 9th chapter also, Krishna is using the word sarvaniti upadarya. So that's what Krishna is using the same word. Sarva bhutani kaunteyam. Then Krishna is using the word यथाकाशो स्थितो नित्यं वायुः सर्वत्र गोमः तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्सानि इति उपधार्य. So here Krishna is using the word Matstani iti upadarya. So they are situated in me. So Sarvani iti upadarya, Matstani iti upadarya. So these points we need to understand very well, that everything rests upon Krishna. So by studying Bhagavad Gita this way, by understanding that everything rests upon Krishna, everything is created by Krishna, everything comes from Krishna. So Krishna is the beginning, middle and end. Aham adischa madhyam cha bhutanam anta evacha. Sarganam adirantascha madhyam chaivaham Arjuna. So Krishna is the beginning, middle and end. So Krishna is everything. So this is the knowledge we are getting in Bhagavad Gita. By constantly studying Bhagavad Gita, by understanding all the slokas in Bhagavad Gita, we understand without any doubt that Krishna is our supreme personality of Godhead. So that way we will develop so much love towards Krishna, and then our life will be full of Krishna. Our mind will be full of Krishna. Already Krishna is seated in our heart, and Krishna should be there in our mind. So if Krishna is not there in our mind, if we think something else, so then we are putting ourselves in trouble. We are struggling. We are going to suffer. And if we keep Krishna in our mind, if we focus our mind on Krishna, if we fix our mind and intelligence on Krishna, so then we are going to lead a peaceful, very happy and blissful, meaningful life. All such things are going to be possible only by studying this Bhagavad Gita, understanding all the slokas. And it's very, very easy to understand. It's not at all difficult. So by studying this Bhagavad Gita, following all the slokas in Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna says, and chapter by chapter, understanding all the questions asked by Arjuna and answers given by Krishna, if we get the full understanding of this Bhagavad Gita, then we will be able to feel Krishna everywhere. We will be able to see Krishna everywhere. So that is going to be possible automatically. We are not going to be troubled by anything, and we are not going to be worried about anything. And because we are going to fully depend on Krishna, so that way we are going to see a lot of good things in our life. Because Krishna is very clearly saying that we are not going to lose anything by taking this path. By studying this Bhagavad Gita, we are not going to lose anything, and nothing is going to be reduced from us. So neha vikrama nasosti pratyavayo na vidyade swalpam apiyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. We just need to get this dharma. We just need to get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So if we understand this Bhagavad Gita completely, it's very simple, very easy. We are not the body, we are the soul, but we are struggling inside this body, and we need to act without expecting the results, without having any attachment to the results. So that means acting with intelligence. So by acting with intelligence, we will be able to free ourselves from this material body. That's it. That's it, the entire Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna is very clearly saying that if we act without any attachment to the results, we are freed from this material body, and we'll go to Krishna as well. But how we can act without any attachment to this material world? How we can give up all the attachments to the material sense objects? For that only Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, you do everything for me. You surrender everything unto me. Then only you can give up the attachment to the material sense objects. If we keep remembering the material sense objects, if we keep forgetting Krishna, then we are not going to get out of this material world. So in order to develop such attachment towards Krishna, we need to have this complete knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. If we just know, if we just understand that Yomam ajam anadim cha veti loka maheswaram asamudaga samartyesu sarva papaigi pramuchyate. If anyone just knows, anyone just understands that I am unborn and I have no beginning, and I am the supreme Lord of all the worlds, supreme controller of all the worlds. So Yomam ajam anadim cha veti loka maheswaram asammodaga, without any confusion, without any doubt. If anyone just knows this, then sarva papaigi pramuchyate. He will be freed from all sins. That's what Krishna is saying there. Sarva papaigi pramuchyate. So just by knowing that Krishna is everything. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvadaga Tyaktva punarjanmanayeti mameti so Arjuna. So anyone who just knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities, After giving up this body, they are not going to take another material body because they will come to me. Punarjanma nayeti mameti so Arjuna. So that way, the studying Bhagavad Gita is going to bring us so much of knowledge and intelligence that we will be able to completely forget ourselves about this material world, and we can only constantly think about Krishna only. All the time remember Krishna and do everything for Krishna. Then our life will be full of bliss. So in the 10th chapter, we finished 33 slokas, and in the sloka what we studied in the 33, sloka number 33, Krishna has said that Aksharanam akarosmi dvandvaga samasikasya cha ahamevakshayaga kalo dataham visvato mukaha. That's what we studied. So Krishna has said that Aksharanam akarosmi dvandvaga samasi kasyacha. So of all the letters, I am the letter A, Aksharanam akarosmi. And of the dual compounds, of the words, I am the dual compound. Of all of the compound words, I am the dual compound. And I am the unlimited, inexhaustible time. Aham evakshayaha kalo. And datagam visvato mukham. Of all the creators, I am the Brahma. That's what Krishna taught us. Now in the next sloka, Krishna is saying in the sloka number 34, Mrityuhu sarvaharaschaham udbhavascha bhavisyatam kirtigi srivakshanarina smritir meda dhritihi kshama. Krishna is teaching us that Mrityuga sarvaharaschaham. Sarvahara means all devouring. I am the all-devouring death. Mrityu. Mrityu means death. I am the all-devouring death. Mrityuga sarvaharas chagam. Udbhavascha bhavisyatam. Whatever which is producing, which is getting produced, which is going to be born. So I am the generating principle. So Udbhavam. So Krishna is the death which finishes everything, and Krishna is the birth which creates everything. So already we know that Krishna is Prabhavam Pralayagas Tata. So creation and annihilation. So the same thing Krishna is saying here that Mrityuga sarvagaras chaham udbhavascha bhavisyatam kirtigi srivakshanari smritir meda dritigi kshama. So narina means which is feminine. So feminine. So that is kirti, fame. Kirti, Sri, that is beauty, opulence or beauty. Kirti, Sri, Vaksha, Vak means speech, a very fine speech. And then Kirti, Sri, Vaksha, Narinam. Then Smritir, memory, and then intelligence, Meda. Meda means intelligence. And then Smritir, Meda, Dritigi. Dritigi means determination. Dritigi, Kshama means patience, forgiveness, patience. There is patience. That is what Kshama. So that's what Krishna is saying, that all these things are myself only. So all these qualities are coming from Krishna only. We already studied in the beginning of the 10th chapter itself. Krishna said that Buddhir Jnanam Asammoha Kshama Satyam Damasamaha Sukham Dukkam Bhava Bhavo Bhayam Cha Bhayam Eva Cha Ahimsa samata tusti tapodanam yaso yasaha pavanti bhava bhutana mattayeva pratakvidaha. So Krishna already said that everything coming from me. Mattayeva pratakvidaha. Buddhir, jnanam, asamoga, that is intelligence, knowledge, and not confused. Asamoga means no confusion. Everything is coming from Krishna, like that. So Satyam, Damas, Sama, that is truthfulness, control of mind, control of senses. Satyam, Damas, Samaga, Sukham, Dukkam, Bhava, Bhavo, happiness and distress, and birth and death. Sukham, Dukkam, Bhava, Bhavo, Bhayam Cha, Bhayam Yevacha, fear and fearlessness. Bhayam, Abhayam, Bhayam Cha, Bhayam Yevacha. So all these things. So Krishna has already explained to us in the 10th chapter in the beginning itself. In the sloka number 4 and 5, we already studied. So the same thing Krishna is saying here, that everything is me. Everything is coming from me. Kirti, Sri, Vaksha, Narinam, Smritir. Smritir, Meda, Dhriti, Kshama, everything Krishna is saying that is me. And I am the all devouring death, and I am the generating principle of things which are yet to be born. So that way Krishna is everything. We understand. From Bhagavad Gita, we understand without any confusion that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. So this, if we keep on studying and understanding that everything is Krishna, then we will be able to see Krishna everywhere. That is the main thing. We will be able to see Krishna in everything. So when we are able to see Krishna everywhere, then we will be able to remember Krishna all the time. So all the time we will be able to remember Krishna. So everything is done only by Krishna. Nobody can do anything in this world, and everything is actually done by the three modes of material nature, which is under the control of Krishna. So that way we need to understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished 34 slokas in the 10th chapter. Hare Krishna, and I'll stop now. We'll discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.